Hey, I wanted to follow back on a video I posted about a month ago. It involved the admission of a patient onto hospice and end-of-life symptoms. So end-of-life symptoms in hospice may not relate to the primary diagnosis. As people decline, it could, but end-of-life symptoms are more like, people would be seeing like the reach or the grab, the stare, visioning. Those are symptoms that are unrelated to a primary diagnosis. They're symptoms that begin at end of life, typically about 6 weeks or less. So this man had Cheyne-Stokes breathing, which is also an end-of-life symptom. It's just an interruption in the breathing pattern, and it could be mild, moderate, or severe. And I noticed it because I was listening to his respirations with the stethoscope, and I felt his chest stop, and no belly breathing, no chest. He stopped breathing. And then when his body realized, I guess it was that oxygen, or he started breathing again. And his sister said, I never noticed that. You wouldn't notice that. If it was that mild and you're not looking for it, you wouldn't know it. I noticed it. I brought it to her attention. The other symptom he had was visioning. We were by his bed and looking towards him, and he started waving to people behind us. So we're looking. There's nobody behind us, but he's waving, he's smiling, and these people brought him comfort. It wasn't distressing to him. It brought him comfort. So I see time and time again, people doing the reach, people doing the stare, people doing the grab, calling people by name, people who have passed before them, people, pets. I see it all the time. The veil becomes thin. I'm not putting anything, your belief is your belief, but I see it just way too often where I can't call it anything else. So I got a call this morning, and it was on our email on call, and this man passed away. And that was about, he was on our service for about a month. So we were right there about the time-wise. But I spoke to his sister today, and she was very grateful. And we did have a conversation. She said, knowing that he was seeing people and that veil was becoming thin, and whoever he was seeing was bringing him comfort. And she did say he was doing it more often. She said she was not there for his passing, but she said, even though I wasn't there, I know he wasn't alone. And so with her saying that, it was healing for her, but it was also healing for me, because I haven't talked about it and I haven't really thought about it, but I educate people every day about end-of-life symptoms. And my father and mother were not on hospice. My mother died very suddenly, and my father was ill for a long time, and he was in a hospital, and he died alone in a hospital. And I had such regret about that, and guilt, and just sad that nobody was with him when he died. But after having this conversation with her, I had such peace. And I thought of my father and my mother. And I said, although they were alone, they weren't alone. So if that helps anybody, and I think it should, if you have this guilt or regret that your loved one was alone when they died, they weren't alone. They weren't alone. And also, just this one caveat to that. If you are even with your loved one, you could get up to pee after holding a bedside vigil. And when you're in the bathroom, by the time you come back, your loved one would have passed away. That's different. Don't take it personally. Your person does not want you there for one reason or another when they passed away. Maybe you could handle it, whatever the reason, don't take it personal. But the message I want to send home today is, even if you think or your loved one does pass away when you were not there, they did not pass alone. I hope that reaches somebody today. Have a good one.